Guess I'm a couple of minutes late again, but I'm here. And so we're starting part 3. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Lydia. I'm a mixed media artist, and this is Organic Silver Moon Designs, and we're doing part 3 of our cabochons to finish up today and add some more pieces. I hope you'll join me. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. All right, let's get rolling. Oops, there we go. I'm going to turn you around so that you can see what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Just one moment here. Sorry about this. I don't know why I always have these issues when I'm going to sign in. Okay, welcome in, everybody. Glad you're here. If you're in here, hopefully it'll send out the notices to everybody that we've gone live. I'm going to try to move my tablet around so that I can see the chat, but it won't be so far away from me. Welcome in again. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and we're getting ready to go. Well, we are live, by the way. We're getting ready to work on these cabochons. I'm finishing up into part 3, hopefully, and you guys will get to see what I am doing. All right. Trying to get my light down here too, make sure everybody can see all right. Give me just a second here. Alrighty. So let's get this camera turned around so you guys can see what I'm working on. Wow, what is going on here? Why am I seeing another video up here that's not me? That's definitely not going to happen. Let's go back here. Something is wrong. If anything's going to go wrong, it's going to go when you're going live. Always. Okay. Sorry, I am having some technical issues, which I didn't expect. Give me one moment, folks. I'm so sorry. This says I am live, but I am having some technical difficulties. Welcome in, Ashley. Welcome in, Laura. Welcome, welcome. Give me just one moment here. I'm trying to get this set up so I'll be able to see everybody's chat. And this obviously is not correct. Whatever's coming up here. Folks, give me just one moment. I apologize. We are going to get started very shortly. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you, Yobo only. Hello, welcome, welcome. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. Hi, Ashley. Welcome in. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. I think I got it fixed. I hope so. Okay. So now I'm getting ready to finish up these cabochons that I started yesterday in part 2. Everybody can see that. These have all been baked, and I had to rebake them. So we're going to turn this camera around. Thank you so much. Don't forget to put thumbs up and like. That really helps. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. I've got more coming, folks. It's going to be good, I promise. All right. Here so you can see. All right. Looks like I'm having a little lighting issue, and I shouldn't. Why am I dark? Chat filter, top messages, community moderation. No, I don't want any of that. Okay. This should help, I hope. No problems. Awesome. Glasses out of the way here. Since most of these cabs have, like, they've hardened, these were ones that I turned into faux turquoise, by the way. And this is gold, and it has a purple, like, ring around it with the metallic pattern that I made. So we're going to be making some more, and here's another one of the faux cabochons for turquoise. I do work with real gemstones, so be assured of that, but sometimes it's nice to work with also what? To work with, I got some issues here with my cords. Sorry about that. It seems like every time we go to do a live or something, something always happens. I don't care. It's just like Murphy's Law, right? Okay, so what's everybody up to? What is everybody else working on today when we get this started, this tutorial for beginners to the advanced? For making your own polymer clay cabochons and also for resin work. All right. Can everybody see all right? All right, so we've been live by this 8 minutes because of when I started. Actually, some really pretty cabs here. If everybody can see all right, I hope you can. I had better lighting in the dark last night doing this, but that's okay. Is the fan bothering everybody, or are you okay? Is it okay? It's not too loud. It's just it's rather warm in here again. Again, I apologize for that. Okay. All right, so we have some faux polymer clay, and these are faux turquoise. I think they turned out rather well. And we're going to be using UV hard resin. Everybody can see that all right? And that's what we're going to coat these in, and then we're going to put them into my UV little light oven. So where's everybody from, if I may ask? Does anyone have a preference on what they would like on my next video? What you'd like to see? I'm asking everybody what their favorite colors are. And that'll come up in the chat. And you can answer that. It would be great. So I can get an idea of what you like. All right. So we're going to start first with making some cabochons that are more faux. There's another one that I wrapped and did the other night. We're going to do some faux turquoise again to kind of show other people who just came in what that looks like. And we're using Primo and Souffle Scoffy, and it's like a blue-green. If everybody can see that, no, Scoffy is not sponsoring me. So go ahead, folks, if you answer up and just tell me what your favorite colors are, and I will try to do those too, to bring those into this. Welcome, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. Apologize, I was a couple minutes late. I went to church, so what can I say? So we're just going to cut off about a half of a block. We're going to take this and dice it up. If you answer, you can answer in the chat what your favorite color is. Hi there, Ashley. Thank you for coming in. All right, so we're going to chop this green into little pieces because we're going to mix them up with the black Primo clay in order to create our faux turquoise. So it has to be cut pretty small, and the same for the black. Can everybody see this okay, or am I not in frame? Sorry about that. That happens sometimes. And hi back to you, Ashley. How are you today? And what is everybody working on? Anybody working on anything? Polymer clay, wire wrapping, which I normally do too. Okay, so now these are cut into little bitty pieces. I don't know why. I think I'm going to have to lower this light, this ring light down so you guys can see better. Maybe that'll help. I hope. Is that better? Can somebody answer me in chat and tell me whether that's better? now we're going to cut up the blue. We've cut the blue-green up, and we're going to cut up the black. And we're going to add this black into the green-blue, almost turquoise color to make faux turquoise. And the reason I'm doing this again is to show other people, because they may not have come to the other live Saturday. So I want everybody to see what I was doing. It's chopped really small in small pieces so that it'll mix well, and then you'll get your lines for your turquoise. Just have to mix them up by hand, sorry. That's what I do. Wow, is everybody still here? Looks like I got 2 thumbs up. Hi, Warrior. Thank you for coming in. Can you see this all right? Is the lighting good enough? I've got this really bright, but it's daylight, and it doesn't seem to be giving as much light as it did last night. Maybe because it is daylight. And normally I have the ring light out of the way, but so Warrior, what's your favorite color? I did a thing, what's your favorite color? And it should have come up in the chat. Any requests for other tutorials? What type of colors do you like in the polymer clay? And just so you know, these are all cabochons that were made. This one was made in the first part 1, which has gold and purple metallic like flake. Black and pink, red, black, and pink. That can be done. That absolutely can be done. I had technical issues again. It happens every time I go live. I seem to have some technical issues, and I don't know why. It's like Murphy's Law. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen that way. So I want to get this softened up, and I'm doing it by hand. It's real easy. You don't have to buy the most expensive clay in the world to work with polymer clay, and it makes some gorgeous cabochons. And these, these teardrop cabochons, that one really seemed like it got too much black in it. But I'm going to cover those in resin along with this one. That one's not done. Oh, and I have one more teardrop cabochon that I did as. I'm going to try this, but I'm afraid it's going to blind me out again. I'm trying to see what shade of light is better. Every time I do it, let me try moving my light and see if that helps. Just 1 second here. Yeah. Let's try this. See if this is any better or not. Not sure. Wow. I want to lean this light into this, but I can't. So what are you up to today, Warrior? Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. So I have two people, it says in here. Folks, don't forget to like and share. It really helps with the algorithm. Well, this light works perfect in the evenings. I wonder why. Let's see if I turn this one off. Yeah, that seems to work. Maybe because I didn't have it on. So these are really easy to see now, aren't they? And I definitely can do some red, black, and pink cabochons in the polymer clay, even possibly make beads in the future. So we're in the middle of rolling out a log with this black Primo clay and green souffle sculpting. So I got a little log there going on. And we're going to chop this up too. And then I'm going to use this to flatten it. And we're going to use this mold, which is an almond mold, and also use a teardrop to get the teardrop cabochons. Just, they're cookie cutters, those are. So you can probably find them really inexpensive. I'm going to try to leave some links, folks. This just has to be cut more than once because I want those. You just take your clay and put it back together side to side and cut it again so that you get more veins in the clay. And folks, be careful if you're using a tissue blade like this. It's very easy to cut your hands. So, Warrior, did this send you a notice that I went live? Did you get the notice? And can you hear me okay? Am I loud enough? I think I may have chased my two other users away because I was in the middle of having technical issues. I guess I can start uploading just straight videos, but being live to help teach everyone how to do this. So we're chopping this up so that it can be mixed even better to create the faux turquoise cabochons. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So I had to wait until I got home. I do go to church. So I had to wait till I got home to go on this third live, because this is part 3. And I even posted it in my community tab. So anyone who's subscribed to my channel, you should get those notices too when I post to the community channel about when I'm going live, what videos I'm doing. See how small I'm chopping this up? I mean, it's really, like, I'm really chopping it up really small because I want it to get that black line through it. And I showed them last night. This is real turquoise, but it's been in a box for about 2 years. But it's got the lines in it too, but they're not as dark. All right. Sorry, I got kind of quiet because I'm still working on this. And we're going to be using a UV resin, which is, it's Japanese, and I will try to put a link in the, wow, I don't know what got all over. Maybe water. Oh, you know what? Oh my goodness, see that cup that fell over? Was full of resin. And I guess I'm lucky because it doesn't look like it stuck on anything. I don't even have paper towel in here. I'm so prepared. That's okay. I do something unconscionable, like rub it on my leg. Oh, this thing is leaking. Sorry, see what I mean about stuff happening? Give me 1 second. I have got to get some paper towels. And I'm glad you can hear me. I really appreciate it. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me go grab a paper towel because for some reason I'm thinking my cat got up on here last night and knocked that over. And I didn't know it until I came back to do the live today. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Just grabbing a paper towel. By the way, sir, I see what you did. Come on, move. By the way. All right, I'm back, warrior and everyone. Give me 1 moment here. I had to go grab some paper towels because my kitty, who's hiding behind my chair now that just came back in here, must have knocked over that cup because I was saving it in the cup and it didn't set up. It's so weird. But when I did it on one of the cabs, it set up before I could get it in the oven here. This little right here bakes the cabochons with the UV resin on them. So now I'm having to clean up her mess that she caused for me. You can't see it because it's clear. So that's why I pulled it up so you could see it. It went all over. Oh my goodness. I'm going to turn that light back on a second. I got to have it to see what I'm doing here. Lordy, lordy. Okay. Turn that back off. And we still have plenty of light. Yay! Welcome in, everybody. I am Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, mixed media. And we are working on some faux turquoise polymer clay cabochons. I just had to wipe up a mess that my cat created. And I didn't know she had done it. She must have snuck in here. So this is the green I'm using, by the way. And also the black Primo to make this faux turquoise. I just wanted to do a couple more here so you guys could see how I do it. So if you decide you want to do it, that's why I said this is from beginner to advanced. And just need a razor and to get the right color of clay. And I hope that's not too loud on anybody's ears. If it is, I'm sorry. Turn your thing down while I'm still chopping here for this. I know it seems extreme, but it is the way you have to do it in order to get it in the texture that you want. I'm trying to wipe the clay off without getting my fingers on that sharp razor. All right, so now we're going to smoosh all this together. Can everybody see that? Your cat gets into stuff too. Yeah, it's inevitable that she's not going to do something. She did so good Saturday night. Had only got on one end of the table, but I made the mistake of leaving that little cup up here and not shutting the bedroom studio door. And she got in here and must have jumped up there and knocked it over. So, go figure, right? Alright, so what I'm doing is kind of getting this together. You're going to see a lot more variation than what I had in these because I wanted this to be extreme. So check that out. This is going to be an awesome turquoise, faux turquoise, because of all the chopping I did. And I'm going to use this to smush it out. This little square right here, plastic square. You can get these at a sewing store. They're actually meant for stamps, but they work great for this when you don't, I don't know where my roller is yet. So these work really good for making this smush out a little more, because I'm going to use the, get my razor under here too. Also, folks, if you get these, they're really inexpensive. You can buy them in a pack, I think, for like $7.99 on Amazon. And I will leave some links or put some links up after I'm done with the video, once it's uploaded. So it will take that long to try to give you a link to where you can get these from. And I am not sponsored by Amazon, folks. Everything I do comes out of my pocket. But I do have a Kofu. If anybody decides they want to gift me, they can gift me through Kofu or Kojo, something like that. I'll put it up. It's Kojo or something. I'm not used to having it. Okay, so now we're going to take this teardrop and create another cabochon. Only I think this one's going to be really spectacular compared to the others I made Saturday. I usually push it down and then use this square here because it makes it easier and it won't hurt your hands that way. Wow, that really looks awesome, I think. What do you think, Warrior? What do you think of this? There it is right there. Folks, don't forget to like the live. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you can, share it. Share it out to your friends so they'll come and see me. If you share it out now while we're live, they may come in during the live and not have to watch it on a relap. So welcome in, everybody. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. So here we go. I like both of these, but check this one out that, whoops, that I did the more chopping to versus this one. I think that looks a lot better. What do you think? Yeah, I really like that. It's almost like a Dalmatian turquoise. I don't know how much you know about gemstones, but there actually is a Dalmatian type of stone. Usually it's black and white. I think they may have some that look like this, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. So I'm going to be real honest. I'm not sure about it. So we're going to put this over here, and I will bring this over so you can see that I'm placing these on this tinfoil. And then I will take, once they're done, I'll put a piece of tinfoil over top, and then it will go into the oven at 275 for about 25 to 30 minutes. Let's see if I can get you over here so you can, that way you can see the toaster oven too, right there, that I use. That's the oven, and I have it by a window, by the way, just to be safe. All right. Oops. I think I lost my lighting. There we go. That's better. Much better. Alright. I'm going to move these over this way so you can see them, because they're out of the screen. I mean, out of the frame. So now I put the one that looks like a Dalmatian onto the, thank you so much for your, Demona, really. It's awesome. I am so happy to see you here. You're an awesome person. My other friend that I know was supposed to come here today too, but she's gotten real sick. I think she's got COVID. But she lives far, far away, so I don't have to worry about catching it or getting it on my cabs or anything, because she doesn't even live in this state where I am. Alright, so we're going to cut this one up. And by the way, you can also, which I may iterate on doing that, you could also make some clay beads, little spacer beads, by chopping like this. And then I'll show you something really cool, folks. The spacer beads are nice to have, and they can be really pretty. All right, so I hope everybody's enjoying this. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to speak up. That way I know you're here and you're doing all right. What is everybody in here working on? Anybody working on any kind of jewelry or at the moment? Is the fan too loud, folks? Because it's so warm in here. I had to turn it on. So these are little poker thingies for your clay. And so what I'm going to do, we're going to try and do a little teeny one. Maybe even smaller than that one. I've got smaller ones. Because we want to make these, we're going to also make these beads that I'm talking about. And this little device pokes a hole in them. And that's what all these are, different sizes to use on your polymer clay, which are pretty cool. Lowers the camera. Oh. Can you hear me now? Oh my goodness. Somehow I hit the mic and turned off the sound. Can you hear me now? Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize I did it. Sorry about that. Awesome, awesome. I was like, maybe it's too far from me now. So I'm making some spacer beads that are going to be turquoise, which you can use on a necklace or a bracelet. You just push the little pin through there like that. Push it through the clay before you bake it. So we're making little spacer beads here. You have to get a hole in the center because if you have to bead it, you have to have a hole in it for it to go through. Whoa. That's weird. That one didn't get it where it should, so I'm going to move that hole more over to the center and press it through just like that with this little gadget, which is like a mini tube. So we're doing several of those. I try to get them all the same size, but you can't always because you are hand making these. Awesome. So there's that one. And you can take it and roll it back and forth on your hand while it's on the pin, which will give it a more rolled look for the spacer bead. And you can use your fingers also to make sure that it's in the right shape, the shape that you desire. So there is, we got 3 more to do here. I might possibly be able to get one more out of that. And then we're going to make a couple more cabochons. And they're going to go in the oven, all this stuff. So what is everybody up to, and how's everybody doing today? I'm so happy to have you here. I really am. And we're going to also make some cabochons. This is Cato and Primo that I mixed together. So we're going to make a cabochon out of this, which I think, Warrior, you might even like this because it's black and red. And it has some transparent clay in it too. That helps it mix better. So I have 1, 2 here that still need holes in them. And these are going to be spacer beads. So we might even get to do a necklace today before it's all over with. If I can get these spacer beads to work. And I've got to find my charging cord for my phone because what? I do not want my phone to drop out while we're live. So give me 1 second here. I had to pull out these cords and do it a different way because I have no room. Like I should have more room, but I don't. Give me a second to get this plugged in. There we go. And then, yeah, sorry for having to reach down here. I've got to reach down underneath the table. There we go. I had that happen once before, and I don't want it to happen again. Yep, it is charging, thank goodness. So can everybody see everything okay? Is it clear enough? Those little pins you see are what I use to make the holes in these spacer beads. These faux turquoise spacer beads, which can be used in a bracelet or a necklace. Okay, awesome, awesome. Awesome. So if you like, I know I don't have enough people right now, but if you do, it looks like I have 2 people in here. Before it said I had 3, so I don't know what's going on. I must have lost someone. Normally I don't do this, but we're going to actually put a hole in the top of this bead here so that it can take a jump ring and be, not only take a jump ring, which is like this, but smaller. And that way, and I'm putting the hole in it right now before it bakes, which really helps. And that's pretty nice size hole in there. With all the variation going on, only seeing this up close would you notice the hole was that big. All right, so now we're getting ready to put these in the oven. And it'll be at 275 and it'll be about 30 minutes. Give me a second and I will have you post it over to the oven too so you can see me do all this. I'm just getting the beads on the tray right now so they can get baked. Awesome. Okay, and then we're gonna, for the ones, see, these shouldn't be soft like this. That means they need to bake longer. Yep. These are okay. I really love this one. It came out beautiful, I thought. I really love the look. Almost looks like a sun or a moon exploding. And then once these are done, we're going to resin them. So that's what we'll be doing. I'm going to turn the camera over here so everybody can see what I'm doing when I get to the oven there. Thank you so much, Warrior, for being here today with me. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll have some more people showing up. All right. Okay, I have a poll up there to choose your favorite colors. Asking you what your favorite colors are. Are they blue, green, red, pink? I think you already answered me, and I should have put on there about the colors. So, we're going to get ready to put these cabochons in the oven, folks, and get them baked. And we will put a tent over top of them to make sure that they don't get burned. Just 1 second here. All right, folks, give me 1 moment. Everybody, welcome in if you're coming in. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. My name is Lydia. I'm a mixed media artist, and we're working on polymer clay cabochons, on the creation and tutorial of how to do them. So you should be able to see me now, hopefully. I'm going to turn this around so I can see myself. Looks like I'm halfway in there, but so we're going to load these in to the oven, putting a tent over top of them so they don't burn. Remember that. If you do polymer clay cabochons, folks, remember to put a little tent over them so they don't burn. Because I've seen too many people forget, and then their cabochons would get burnt. And the really awesome thing is that you can do all these genuine faux stones, and also they're super light. which makes it really awesome to work for it. Wait a minute, I can't see this. Water on bra. Well, I'm going to have to hand time this because I set it too long. All right, so I have this sitting on about 275. I don't want it to fall off there. Okay, so we have to wait on that. That's about 25 minutes. Whoa. Thank you for your patience, everybody, while I did that and got those cabochons into the oven along with those spacer beads. Like I said, about 25 minutes. So I'm going to have to look at a clock because the timer's set beyond that and it can't stay in there beyond that. All right. So here we go. Coming back to here. Sorry that took a minute there. All right. I don't understand why my light's not as bright. Is that better? Or do I need it lighter? There we go. How's everybody doing today? We're still working on all this. If there's anything you would ever like me to do a video on, just let me know. And I'll be more than happy to. So, I'm going to roll this red and black clay out. You can still hear me, can't you? It's got to be squished more together and more to get softer. This black and red Kato and Primo clay, which when I bake this one, I bake it at like 250 because it's two different clays. We're just rolling it into a snake here. How's everybody doing today? And by the way, folks, here is a piece of faux manganese. It's supposed to be turquoise, rather big. That's really a statement piece in jewelry. So I will be doing something with that also, wire wrapping it maybe. And I will use silver. So I always use sterling or 929 to wrap my pieces. Okay, so I'm going to chop this one up and then mix it and flatten it out. And we're going to make a teardrop cabochon with this. I may try to make with the mold also. an almond shape, which is what these are, almond. And so we have those baking in the oven right now. I don't know if you can really see this or even the flash in it, but this is a labradorite, which is gorgeous. Kind of hard to show you the flash. Try this again. Can you see that slight flash of blue? Hi, Ashley. Thank you for coming back. We're still working on, and we've got some cabochons and spacer beads in the my toaster oven. This is a piece of labradorite, which I'm going to be working on later, not today, and those are real gemstones. And then this is a piece of white turquoise, folks. I mean jade, not turquoise. I got turquoise on the brain. This is like a white jade. And this will have to be totally wire wrapped because there is no hole in that. So I'm putting together some black Primo and red Kato along with some transparent Kato clay, which you can't really see in here now. Let me take that bracelet off. It's getting in my way. Rolling this out. And Ashley, if you have any questions or you need me to answer something for you, I'll do it, no problem. What is everybody else working on? Anybody working on jewelry today? So again, I'm cutting this up to get more variation in the color. Try to get that black and the red to really stand out. This, of course, is not the faux turquoise. The other ones I made are faux turquoise, and they are in the oven right now baking. So, hi Ashley, I'm so glad you came in. I hope you'll stay. We're going to be doing several things here today besides making some jewelry out of clay. And this is one of the other faux turquoise that I created last night. I don't know if everybody can see that very well. All right, so I'll take this and split it in half. I'm going to make one of these and a cabochon here. Need to roll it a little more with my hand to get it kind of flattened out and softened, because we're going to push it down into this mold. And I get these molds, by the way, like this is from Polymer Clay Tools, and this is called an almond mold. I'm not saying they're cheap, because they're not, but they're well worth it. It makes it a lot easier if you're trying to create cabochons, and it's not as much work. So I'm just pressing that down in the mold, and then I'm going to use my razor, which got stuff all over it, but it'll still work. And we're going to, like a Skinner blend almost, we're going to skim off the top of this cabochon, just like that. And we do it until it's more even with the mold. Alrighty. I'll press that a little more. What I'm trying to do, the reason I use the tissue blade to cut, sorry, my hand's got in the way, is because it makes this flatter, and it also makes no edges on it. If you don't do that with the tissue blade, you will get big round edges that you're going to have to sand off after you bake it. And nobody wants to do that. That's just a lot more work. So this got a little bit of an edge on it, but not that much that I can't correct it. There we go. And this is the black Fimo and red Kato. It's going to be really rich when it bakes, and it will be gorgeous. I promise it's going to be gorgeous. Trying to get my light over here a little more so you guys can see. Just 1 second here. Keeps getting in the way of my other thing. So hopefully everybody can see that pretty clear. The black is really hard to show up on the camera. I apologize. Alright, so I'm setting that over here now because that's going to get baked. And I'm going to take this one because it's done. This faux turquoise one here. And we're going to put resin on that. And I'm going to mix these two together. Sorry, I'm mixing two different clays together. The turquoise, red, and black. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. I thank you for being here. Please don't forget to like, share. Really helps. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. Okay, so we're going to be using UV resin hard. And it's called hard glue. And it's 100 grams in this bottle. And I think it was about $8 to $10. Don't quote me because it's a while back when I bought it from Amazon. But it's definitely worth the price because you can do a lot of small pieces. Oh, sorry, I'm off the camera line again. I'm going to use a clear cup later so you guys can actually see how much resin I'm putting in here. We're going to resin this cab right here. The one you see right here. Trying to get this light down lower. Hopefully that will help some. Can everybody see that all right? Just let me know. And it says pole 1 is happening. So I noticed you picked red and pink and the other. So I don't know what that poll's doing. It said do a poll, so I did one to ask what colors you liked and whether you would like more color ones like that. Okay, so we're going to pour this. We're actually going to pour the resin right on the cabochon. Whoa. I'm sort of making a mess, but it's intentional because the last time I did this, I wasn't able to get it where it should be. Really, I shouldn't be picking it up, but I am. There's the resin on it, and then we're going to bake it. So I'm going to get this light on here. I have another cab that was in there that got resin, but it was a mess up, so it has to be completely redone. So I'm putting this one in right here. I don't know, let me make it so you guys can see, because you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. So I'm putting the cabochon right in here. Getting rid of that, I can't see on my screen. So can everybody see this? Let me know, Warrior, if you can see the cabochon in the UV light oven. Folks, don't forget to click the live button up and don't forget to hit your bell icon. So we're sliding this in, and this should take about 5 to 10 minutes. And it should be done. It's usually less than that, but it's something to do with the weather right now here is crazy. And I'm trying to find the paper towel I brought in here so I can absorb what I poured on my piece of towel, which I didn't mean to do. Now what on earth did I do with that paper towel? I just had it. So this cabochon is in here, and this is a U-Spicy UV, and you can buy these up on Amazon. I don't think I didn't pay, I paid less than $25 for it. I do know there's some creators out there that put their name on these, and then they charge you $100 and some. I know they give you other stuff, but that just seems rather expensive when they aren't that expensive to have. Okay. Now where did my paper towel go? Well, darn it. I gotta find that because I can't leave that on here because I have to work. Alright, I gotta turn that light back on. It has a timer, so sometimes it goes off. Before it should. Alright folks, you guys are awesome. I'm so glad to see everyone in here. Thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Ashley, for being here also. And Warrior. And anyone else who drops by, you're more than welcome. We're going to have a great time here learning all about this polymer clay and the cabochons, which are so easy to make. And just takes a little patience to do it. Oops, give me a second here. I tell you, I probably need to bring a roll of paper towels in my studio here so that I have them. Alright, give me 1 minute. Oh, there we go. I found it. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Oh, sorry about that. I hit my camera. I'm so sorry. So I am trying to get this resin off the towel here. I don't want it to dry on here, and it already started setting up, which is really weird about this type of resin. Now, 2-part resin, not UV resin, does not set up like this. It has a much longer pot time to work with it. Best to get it off now before it gets extremely hard. If you've got headphones on, turn them down because this razor is going to make some noise me doing this, so I apologize. I don't want anybody to get their eardrums blown away while I'm trying to scrape this off the top. And we are waiting on the other cabochons. And in the future, folks, I am going to do giveaways of some of my jewelry, even my genuine gemstones. So you definitely want to stick around for that, because I give away some really nice stuff. Alright, so this one's all done too. And I'm going to resin it also. But I'm going to need more resin. I got to be a little more careful about pouring the resin. Someone said this looked like a piece of chocolate the other night. I think it was Sherry Palmer. She goes, that looks like a piece of chocolate. But it's actually antique gold. And then it has this on the side, which is like a blue-green. And that came from using this powder mixed into it. Gave that color. This green turns blue. And this is a metallic green purple. So that's why I got the green purple out of it. And I usually buy these in a set of 12. And they're really awesome to use. You can put them in the clay, mix them in the clay. And you want to do it when you're going to bake it. You don't want to do it like afterwards because it won't stick. I'm trying to get my UV resin set up here so I can do another pour. Thank you everyone who's in here and supporting me today. I really appreciate your support. All right, so now I'm going to try to be a little more careful because that was a big mess. So we are pouring this resin onto a polymer clay cabochon. Okay. Normally I don't do this, but I don't have a toothpick to get this right. So I'm going to use these and then I'll clean them off. These are some of my older round nose. And see how I'm pulling the resin? The other one in here, I would only need to pour it on and it would settle itself, because 2-part resin actually has a leveling. It levels itself. Isn't that something? It levels the resin on the top and you don't have to go through all this. So a little more on this end. Well, I knew that was going to happen, but oh well. All right, awesome. That is done, and we're going to put it in the oven with this other one. And I use a stone in my oven because it has a flat bottom piece that comes out, but I do not want it. I do not want that resin all over the UV stove. Well, it's a UV light. Let me say that. We are curing, what they call curing the resin onto the cabochons. I'm wiping up my mess too. I'm getting ready to do another one under the resin also, which is going to be this faux turquoise one. What is up with my lighting? My lighting's a lot better now, but I guess it's jinky because it's daylight. It actually shows up better at night. Okay. I'm going to adjust this so you guys can see what I'm doing. That light's better, but it'll blind us. So I'm going to try that. There we go. That's better. A lot better. By adjusting the camera. So we're going to resin this also. If you listen, it's hard as a rock, literally, from baking. So everybody say hi to me again so I know you're still here. If you would, please. And that you can hear me. Ashley, how are you today? If you're here, let me know how you're doing. Okay, so we're going to resin this piece and put it in with the other 2 cabochons that are already in there baking. Well, not baking, curing. There's a big difference. Those UV lights cure the resin onto your cabochon or anything that you're looking to do that way. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cover this one in resin. This is really a pretty piece. I'm doing it sort of haphazardly, sloppy. I'm used to using the 2-part resin, so this is really different, but that should be gorgeous once it sets up. So that's going in the oven. That is really that one's really beautiful. I love that piece. What do you think of it, Warrior? Last one I did, the turquoise one that's in the oven now on this side. What do you think of that one? I thought it was gorgeous. Wipe this UV resin up again. I am going to do another video, but I am going to use 2-part resin, which means I'll have to do the video in 2 parts too, because it takes 24 hours to 72 hours for 2-part resin to set up. So that's why I was using the UV resin, because it sets up so much faster and no one has to wait forever. Please, if you're wearing headphones, turn them down while I'm trying to get this UV resin up off my towel. I don't want to hurt anybody's eardrums. I mean, it sets fast. Look at this. It's set up really fast. It's almost like rubber, but it's not, and it gets super hard. I'm trying to get that scraped off while those cabochons are curing in the UV oven, and then I have the other cabochons over in my toaster oven. Oops. Ashley, may I ask, did you get a notification for my live, or did you just come across it? Sorry for my arm in the way. So we're waiting on the other cabochons to do, and this too. And I'm thinking about let's see, finding something that I can just wire wrap that's easy while we're waiting on all these cabochons to cure and everything. Some of my favorite things, dragons. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that's gorgeous. Okay. Not going to wire wrap this. We're going to end up putting this on the end, and it's going to go on a chain. What do you think of that, warrior? What do you think of that dragon? Hopefully I still have people in here. Because I know it's a long process doing this, but it's part of it. It's part of doing cabochons. And this is part 3 of the cabochons. So this has been in 3 parts. I'm getting ready to do one of these, which is a moon. I'm going to do a resin moon. I'm not sure how that quick resin will work in it, but we're going to try because I'm used to using 2-part resin. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. So now we're going to do that. I will be wrapping this also. I'm just trying to be doing some different things as we go along. Oh, and I wanted to do one more teardrop with this variation of the faux turquoise. So I'm pressing it out. Normally I have a roller to do this, but we're doing it this way for right now because that's what I have for right now because I'm still unpacking my tools and everything. So I appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. The reason you have the tissue blades is because it makes it easier to pick up the clay off the tile. just so much easier to move it. Because it does stick, folks. It does stick. There's nothing you can do about it. Alright, so I'm going to turn that back over because I got it released. And then we're going to use, I may have to roll it out some more. Yep, that's what I thought. I don't have any, wait a minute. No, that's the big one. No wonder. Okay, so I still am going to have to flatten this out some more. Just going to make it a really thin cabochon. Which is fine. Oh, my oven went off. Did you hear that ding? Yay! Okay. So I'm going to move you guys over here so you can see the oven and what I'm doing to get out the cabochons. That just dinged. They're ready. They're ready. That's awesome. They're ready. Takes me a minute to get around there. I apologize. There is a lot of stuff in my studio and I'm still trying to get it all set up. Okay. Thank you for your patience. The cabochons are coming now. Woohoo! Out of the oven. Hopefully they're done. And I did a second baking on those other cabs because they did not get done for some reason. For whatever reason, I don't know. So I'm just using this because I don't know where my heating pad is. And it's definitely hot. I'm going to pull this out. Hold the oven. Be careful. Like me, be careful. That could be hot. And it is. Awesome. So we're going to put that down there and lay the cabochons down there. And close the oven up. And usually what I like to do is just go ahead and unplug the oven. You don't want to leave it plugged in, seriously. Just for safety. Alright. Awesome. Now it's going to take a minute because those cabs are really hot before I can actually handle them. Alright. In just a minute, I'm almost back. Alright. Alright, welcome in anyone who came in while I was getting the cabs out of the oven. That is a second bake on some of the cabs, and the other ones it's a first bake. Alrighty. So there they are, all in their glory, including the spacer beads. Alright, I'm putting you back over here because we're getting ready to cut another teardrop cab from this other piece of faux turquoise that I made while we're waiting for those to cool off because I can't handle them. They're that hot. Trying to get this pressed out some. Normally I have my roller, but I am not able to find it right now, so I'm kind of stuck without a roller. Having to do everything by hand. Whoa. There we go. See how it kind of stuck because I flattened it out some. Get this off here. Watch your ears, everybody. While I'm doing this, I apologize. Okay, now we're going to try to use this tier cabochon maker right here, which is, this is a teardrop cookie cutter is what it is. And I believe they use these also, I need a little further out there. They also use these for making roses. Okay. Trying to flatten that out even. We're just trying to extend it so that it fits there. I'm having to turn everything, folks. Sorry about that. There we go. Trying to make sure you have enough light to see everything I'm doing. Now we're going to take this, that we've got that down on top of it. And I'm sorry I can't do close-ups for all of them. It's impossible. And we're going to take this and press down so I don't hurt my hands doing it. And remove that, and then you remove the pieces from the outside. Usually it's pretty easy. You get little bits, you can just take that off. All right. Just trying to smooth that edge up on this clay cab. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to pull this up. There we go. That works. So this is less than 1/4 of an inch cab, but it's going to be gorgeous once it bakes. And we do the polymer clay on it. So what do you think of that color variation with the black and green? I think that is just gorgeous. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. And it's so easy to do these, folks. I mean, it just takes, you know, patience to cut the cabs and everything else. Yeah, so this did really well. It's still kind of hot, so, but this came out really well. This is all baked from the oven. Trying, come on camera, focus on the live, focus. So, and this is the back side of it, which I almost like the back side better than I do the front side, which is really strange, but. So what does everybody think of this faux turquoise? Looks like I have 3 ups and 1 person still in here. So speak up. Is it you, Warrior, or is it Ashley? Are you still with me? I was expecting someone else to show up today too, but they didn't. So that's how it is. All right, folks, we're still working on these cabochons. And of course, I have these cabochons in here going under the UV light. See if I can get it to come out so you can actually see what's going on. And then I'll put it back in. That's so you can see actually what's going on with the cabochons. And they will be that shiny when they come out. Looks like I got a little air bubble here, and I'm going to need to get it. Usually just poke it with a pin or something. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's not an air bubble. Might be a piece of clay because of the way it's designed. But those are going to be gorgeous. So in the meantime, I'm going to get I'm looking for something to do for this one here, the moon, because we're going to do this resin moon. I'm not quite sure, folks, how it's going to turn out because I'm using the UV resin and not the two-part, which is what I would normally use for something like this. And then when that one is done, when this is done, I'm going to see about doing this on the bottom of it, hanging off. This is a red coral point. Red coral with a silver setting, which should be gorgeous. So the moon and that. This video, Sherry, is for me finishing up the cabochons, by the way, and I did a couple more, which I thought came out really well. It's part 3, because I had to do that other baking. So let's teach everybody about how these cabs are created and how they're done in the UV light oven, too. So when you ask me what this video is for, I'm surprised because you were in my live last night. So that's what it's about, and that's what's going on. I also made some spacer beads. This, of course, is all baked now. We're just finishing up with the resin. And I'm going to do a resin moon, which I'm just going to pour it right now, and then later, once it's done, I'm going to do it in another video. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work because this is one of those resins that, there we go. The moon is full now. So hopefully this should be gorgeous. This is going to be this moon, and I may end up having to do a painting on it. So I'm putting this in the oven right now with these other pieces. Having to find a space for it. Let me pull this out. It'll be easier if I pull this out of the oven. Whoops. I don't want to mess it up. So these are the cabs I'm working on right now, Sherry, that are getting resined with the UV resin. I know it is, and I can't get the light any brighter. I don't know if it's because it's daylight or what. So I've been trying. Okay, so I put that in there. I'll try changing the light setting. That's the light completely off. Uh-oh. Try this again. I think my light might have gone. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, daylight white. Yep, my light's gone. Brand new light, and it's gone. Because I tried to change it when you said to, and it blew it. That's the end of that. I have to buy a new light. That's a shame. Try plugging it in again. Yep, already. And it sells up on TikTok for like 26 bucks. Ah, glory hallelujah. I got it back on. How's that lighting? Is that better? Sherry, is that better? Sherry, can you hear me and tell me if that's better? I got the light on. I don't know why I just moved it. Maybe it has a short or something in it, but I'm definitely thinking about getting a second one. Much better, I hope. I don't know if I can get it any brighter in this. I'll try. How's that? Is that better? I'm just asking you because I don't know, but I know you'll be honest. Hey, Warrior, are you still in here? A little? It looks really bright on my camera, but I see where it doesn't. I see what you're saying. Okay, hold on. I think part of it's because it's daylight, Sherry. I don't know. Yeah, well, I have this setting on the daylight setting, and you're saying the lighting's still bad. So I'm looking over here. I'm wondering if, like, sometimes when I had the TV set, I had to change it when I was watching it. But I know on a phone you can't. So I'm just waiting for these pieces to get done here, and then I'm going to set them up with a necklace for us. See, I got this light, but this is the one that caused all the problems. And it's not just this ring light. I said before, I didn't think that it was as bright, but at a certain angle, it seems to be. Maybe it's where I got my camera too. I'm not sure. Let me try this. Trying to see if that's any better, but I can't see a difference. Yeah, the camera's in front of the light, Sherry. Try this. That should be a lot better than it was. Okay. Okay, I'm still learning to know where to set this light all the time, and you know it's just a new thing for me, the ring light. And it is not super bright, but it is definitely bright when it's set the right way. If you have headphones on, people, cover your ears, turn your thing down because this scraping is kind of loud. I have dried up resin on here I'm trying to get off. I just cleaned a bunch of it off. Yeah, I hope so, Sherry. I hope I get it because I just want to do so well and I'm struggling with it. So these are the pieces that got baked that are done. And I really love this one, Sherry. I did a more chopping up of it with the black and the green. I really diced it up this time more than the others. What do you think of that? Thank you. I mean, these are nice. Don't get me wrong. They are nice. I like the backs of them better because there's more black on the back, but that's me. But I really like that, almost what I call like a Dalmatian type of turquoise look. And then, of course, I made these. I'll hold these up in the camera so everybody can see. And then I put the little holes in them and I showed them how I did it. And those are going to be spacer beads. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. And I'm still waiting on this to resin and come out so that I can show you guys what I'm going to do with them. And I know they're not ready. Just drive myself crazy because I know they're not ready. And I wanted to take this, which is a red coral, believe it or not. This is a red coral pointed crystal. And it's sanded and filed down. This has black and red in it, and it's coral. C-O-R-A-L, in case you're not understanding me saying it. But sometimes I mispronounce words that are easy for everybody, but it's due to some of my health issues. This, I think, will be gorgeous with that moon that I have in the oven right now and the UV light. So that, I hope, will turn out to be gorgeous. You can see in the very back there is where that moon is. And I hope it's going to turn out great. And, of course, I didn't add any inclusions because this is UV resin. It does not do well with inclusions or adding stuff to it. And how I made my holes, Sherry, in the clay are from these. These little teeny ones I use to make the holes penetrate through the beads. Yes, that is polymer clay. All of this is polymer clay. Except for the moon. That's totally resin. But in my description, I did tell people that I would also be using resin. I'm pretty sure I did. But I'm hoping that moon's going to look cool. I ordered 2 of those. Those came from Etsy, the moons did. And I have the other one somewhere in the package. I ordered it when I lived in Panama, Florida. And they sent me 1, and I paid for 2 of them. And I said, I'd like to have both molds. So I sent them an email that I didn't get it because that darn thing was like $12 for that little mold. One little moon mold. And I'm working on getting some gauges, folks, if you're interested. I'm going to be making gauge. One is called a hole or a tunnel earring, and the other one is a gauge plug, which I'm going to try and create in polymer clay. And then I will resin them. So what are you up to today, Sherry? Are you able to still make faces on my channel? Because I didn't know. I thought I said it, but I wasn't sure. And I planned on doing this with one of the cabochons. Like, I'm not so sure. I guess it would have to be... I'll show you what I'm thinking about. I guess it would have to be sort of like this. I think that would fit the cab. I don't know what you think. Try to lower it down some more so you can see what I'm doing and what I'm planning on doing. And that is to add this dragon to this cabochon. So what do you think of that? You think it's cool? Warrior, where are you? You were in here. I was hoping Kelly was going to come today too. I really was. But I don't know if she has church also. Okay, so I have some antique bronze wire here. It's by Beneful Create. It's 18 gauge. And I'm going to use it to attach some things. And then I'm going to use a very nice 24 gauge copper to wrap these in. Give me just a second and I will have this where I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to be straightening out the bronze 18 gauge wire. You just see I put my camera down so low that you're not going to be able to see me work, because I wanted you to be able to see that dragon on that cabochon. So I'm going to have to pull this up some. I don't have a choice, folks, if you want to see me do this. So we're using these. These are actually pliers that help straighten your wire out. You want to do that. And it also, if your wire is super soft, this will work harden it. It's called work hardening. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to make it so everybody can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got that as straight as I need. Then we're going to cut the wire. My cat is trying to come over and help, folks. Just going to cut it as close as we can. There we go. And I kind of guess in a measurement because $1 is 6 inches. So I don't have my thing here. So this is probably a little bit over 6 inches of copper. I mean, antique bronze this is. And then we're going to use this, which is 24 gauge, and we're going to do a spin. We're going to wrap this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to pull out quite a bit of this. I'm guessing about 5 feet of this smaller wire, which is a 24 gauge copper. I'm also going to use this pliers to straighten it out and work harden it a little bit. I'm hoping that my cat doesn't catch on to what I'm doing, because she will definitely try to get this. She's looking right now like, oh really? Is that for me? Nope, it's not for you. And if you think I'm kidding, check it out. She's right there waiting to invade the wire. See, so I stopped and she doesn't think I'm doing anything again, so she walked off. But if the wire were hanging down there, because sometimes I have the wire hanging. Sorry. I've got a kink in here and I don't know where it came from. Okay, so now, I know it's hard to see, folks, but this is about 12 inches or more, 24 inches of copper wire. And it's 24 gauge, too. And we're going to cut it. I didn't know I was going to actually do some wire wrapping today, but since I'm waiting on these other cabs, I figured I might as well. So we're actually going to hand wrap this. It should be interesting, me looking through the camera, and we want to decide kind of where the middle is on this. Well, you can start from the end too. I guess I could start from the end for you. And then you want to pull this down here, hold it, and loop it around. Can you see what I'm doing? I know it's kind of hard. I apologize. Yes, absolutely. And wire wrapping is my thing that I normally do. Not too much doing the resin, but I'm learning, just like everybody else. So we're just sort of going to wrap this around. Just keep going over and over. Usually what I do is, if I can't do it by my hand, to get it closer, I'll use the pliers to make it go closer. These flat nose here will work. And as soon as I get it done, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Oh. I need to wrap these back because they didn't go close enough. Oops. See, because I'm twirling it, it just twirled right off. And my cat has found the wire. So, let me try this again. Sorry I'm out of frame, folks. Just give me one moment here. Star, please leave the wire alone. Star the kitty is helping. Oh, cool. For your rabbits or for the garden. So we're just wrapping this right now. This will take a minute, but it'll look really nice. And once you get a few coils on it, you can push them together. When the coils go together, it looks even better. I'm trying to make this where you guys can see that. See how that's going to look? That's going to look that way across the entire wire. Can everybody see that okay? I'll try to get a little closer. And we're going to do that across the entire wire. Sorry about the focusing. Oh, okay, Sherry, I got you. So we're just wire wrapping this because we're going to attach this dragon to this cabochon, which I love him. He's like a antique brass copper dragon. He's really beautiful. You have to look really close because his mouth is open. To really see his head. So we're doing this. We're wire wrapping an 18 gauge bronze wire with 24 gauge copper wire. And we're going to use it on this cabochon with this dragon that's sitting here. In just 1 second here. I actually have a little thing that does these where you don't have to do them by hand. But I don't know where it is. Like I said, that's what happens when you just start move somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this piece looks like right now. See there? And we're going to coil all the way across this wire. It's called coil. Like a wire curl. You get it. Exactly. All right. So this takes some patience and time. If you wonder why wire wrappers, when they're doing silver and copper, maybe they're pieces you think, oh, that's too expensive, even though it's beautiful. But it takes a lot of work. It is not for those who have fear of doing it. But you shouldn't be, because it can be fun, and you get into a routine and you'll learn it. I know you can learn this. It's simple. Later, I will be showing you guys how I make figure eights. That is a figure eight wire wrap that's just gorgeous. But right now, we're just going to stick with the plain coils. I see a couple pushed up there, but you can take your pliers in and do this to kind of bring them around. And that helps. It is patience and it is tedious, folks. Some of this is tedious to get it. Since we're waiting on the other cabs to finish in the UV light, I figured I might as well get started on some wire wrapping and do this dragon with one of the cabochons I already created. That's the faux turquoise. Sherry, are you there? My live just went off. Sherry, are you still with me? My live dropped. I had camera issues. I've been going over an hour and something. Now it says it's 1 minute and something. So I'm going to have to hook both of these together. So we are doing a wire wrap coil around a piece of antique copper 18 gauge with 24 gauge to wire wrap. Like I said, it can be a little tedious. You can use your fingers to squish them together, the coils. You can also use a pair of jeweler pliers if you feel it's necessary. Thank you for those people who completed the poll in here for the colors. I'm trying to get this because I got some little gaps here. And I don't like that, but I've got to work with the other pliers to get this. Whoops. I'm also working through the camera eye and not my eyes, which makes it a little hard. I have to straighten that out because it got bent. It's because of all the twisting. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Sherry, are you still with me? Would you let me know you're still in here because my live dropped out, everybody? I'm sorry. I'm waiting to see if Sherry's going to answer me back. Okay, so my live dropped, but I'm back. I squished those words together. I said, sorry everyone, my net dropped, but I'm back. And we're still waiting on these cabochons here in the UV oven while I'm doing some wire wrapping, which is coiling a 18 gauge antique copper, bronze, and then a copper 24 gauge is what I'm using to wrap it with. Whoa, this wire keeps bending. I am not happy. I should have probably worked hard and did a little more, but I didn't. I'm always rushing because I don't want the lives to be outrageously long and people, you know, getting bored. So we're using these pliers to straighten this out. Okay, because we're going to put it on this cabochon here with the dragon on top, which I think is going to look pretty awesome. So Sherry, can you hear me? Are you still with me? I know that my live dropped. There's nothing I can do about that, folks. I'm really sorry. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. I thank you so much. But my net did drop, so I'm really sorry about that. I don't know why it did it. It just was there and it said boom, and then it said reconnecting. So, oops. Hang on. I lost my dragon. If I don't get it, the cat will. She carries off my rings too if I don't put them in my ring thing. She'll take my rings. She likes playing with them. I think this is going to look really good with this color of this green cab like this. I actually think that's going to be really pretty. I'll try to get it as close as I can so you can get a real idea. Like maybe if I hold it up like this, you can kind of see what it's going to look like. I think it's going to really be pretty. Thank you so much, Sherry, for being here. I didn't even know you were in the room until you said something. Yeah, exactly. Don't eat the dragon cat. Yeah, Sherry, she would take it. I'm telling you. So that's why I had to pick it up right away when it went off the thing. She's on the low prowl right now, looking for everything, and she just got out in the window, so we're safe. Now, I am still wrapping this and trying to straighten this out because it kind of bent where I started, which is normal. I need to work hard in this wire a little more. I'm having to push it down and then push it together again. And it's just simple wire wrap. Nothing fancy, just a simple wire wrap. Yeah, forgive me if it's off a little bit because I'm trying to get it to bunch up together again. So it will take a minute to do that. So it's not too bad looking, and it really will set this dragon off with this. Let me see if I can at least do it round so you get an idea of what it's going to look like. Whoa, I've got to hold this to do it. So that's going to lay around this, completely around the cabochon with the dragon on top. I think it'll really pop once it's done. So that's the big thing. Give me 1 minute. I have got to get a drink of tea. And I'm dying of thirst. I got this huge cup of tea here. So Sherry, what would be your favorite colors? What colors would you like to see? Because I can almost create any color there is out of polymer clay with either paint, powder, or alcohol ink. Okay. Back to wire wrapping to get this wrapped around this. I think it's going to really look good together. And the contrasting colors, which are kind of hard to see, but if you look, it'll be really awesome because the dragon is like a copper brass, and I will hook him to this cabochon, and then I will put this wire around the cabochon on the very bottom of the cabochon like this, and he'll sort of be sitting on the cab and the copper part. Thank you so much, Sherry, for doing that. I really appreciate it. I do. And by the way, Sherry, I got another subscriber, and it's from your Discord. Thank you so much. She's from your Discord. So this is a little time consuming, but you don't want to wrap it too fast. Even if you're a good wrapper, you can have the quills go all wonky because it's such a tight wrap. It says, I thought, did the dryer stay on the cabochon? I don't know if you can see this or not, but especially you, Sherry, because you know what I was doing. Check out the one that's got the green-purple ring around it that you said looked like a piece of chocolate. And that's got antique copper on it, and then 3 stripes of those purple, and then around it. I think it came out really well. I'm just waiting for that oven to cook everything. That's why I started this wire wrapping. And I don't know, I may use some of these. I'll show them to you. I may use some of these also to string on. They're the spacer beads that look like that. I'll try to get some even ones though so that they match. So we're going for maybe with the dragon and all that, maybe like what I would call a Viking look. Steampunk Viking. Oh my God, it really didn't do that good, did it? So it's supposed to say, how will the wire stay on the cabochon? Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to wire wrap the cabochon, just like I would any other cabochon. That's how it's going to stay on. You'll see. Give me 1 moment here, folks. I apologize. I've been on here over an hour plus, and I have got to go see a man about some oil, and I'll be right back. Yeah. Where did my wire go? Let me before I do that, where did my wire go? I just had the wire here. Star, did you grab Mommy's wire? Did it fall and you got it? That is strange. Give me a minute, folks. I apologize. Yes, I did make... Oh, the dragons? No, I did not make that dragon. That dragon is like copper and steel. But I could make it a flat metal dragon. That wouldn't be that hard. Give me just a second, folks. I'll be right back. Star, you can take Mommy's cup of water, did you? Tell me I have to start that all over again? Oh, no. Okay. Give me just a moment. Sorry, I'm on my way back. Apologize. I should be wearing a mic, but I'm not. Okay. I am back. Sorry about that. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. And by the way, she did steal my wire. She just ran out like a crazy cat. She stole my wire, Sherry, that I had started wrapping. Oh my goodness. So there's something else I'd like to show all of you. Okay, I'm going to show you some of my rings that I've done. These are some of my wired wrap rings. There's one with turquoise. This one's with pink, agate, and green, and it's natural. And then this is coil. C-O-R-A-L, coral and coral. And this, of course, is picture jasper with 2 pieces of, trying to make it so you can see it, it's 2 pieces of abalone shell, which is really beautiful, and it's done in silver and copper. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see a darn thing. Yeah, I got it back from her, thank goodness. Yep. Here's another one of my rings made out of green agate. All my rings are substantial. I don't usually make thin backs because, you know, rings can break and you don't want that to happen. I really am in love with this copper one. Maybe not everybody would be, but I love it. And this is definitely green agate, and it's wrapped in copper. And this one is wrapped in real silver. I need to polish it. See, it already got a little turny. But this one is, if I was going to sell it for what it was worth to me, for all the work it took, because this was a polished but raw stone. It's not like wrapping a fit stone, as you see. So this is up on my Etsy shop, which is a link in my YouTube. When you first come to the channel, you'll see the links and stuff. There's a link that says Etsy, and this, I've got it up there for $50. And that means you don't pay any shipping. I also give a lifetime warranty on the, as long as it's normal wear and tear and something happened and, you know, it was impossible. And this is the coral I told you. Both of these are coral. And, God, I can't remember the name of that one. That's faux turquoise. So that's the only faux ring I have. The rest of these are all real gemstones. This is a lapidus right here. I did it sort of dainty, this one, which I don't normally do. But I love the look of that. And it's really pretty. Lapidus is pretty. This is real lapidus. Thank you for liking the green agate. I do too. It's one of my favorites. And this one is just, it's not perfect, but I did a twirl on it and twirl up here. And it's one of the turquoise in silver. So, and here, whoops. See, I'm throwing my jewelry on the floor now. Sorry about that. I'll reach down here. And this is a tiger eye wrapped very delicately, which I think is really gorgeous. So that's the bottom, and this is the top. Let me put it on my finger so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. This sort of looks like that. It's very dainty, but it is a tiger eye, and I just thought it was gorgeous. I don't know how many people like tiger eye, but that's sterling, and that's a real tiger eye. Yes, lapidus is if you buy it polished, and all my lapidus is polished except for one set that I bought, which I bought raw because it came from the earth. Lapidus is a gemstone, L-A-P-I-S. So, yeah. I use real gemstones and everything because I don't want someone wearing something that I create and say, oh, I want you to give me $150 for that, but it's not a real stone. It's not real silver. So if it's not, if it's faux, I tell you. I do not believe in leading anyone on and making them think that something's worth more than it is. Okay. Making sure my phone is still charging. Yes. I'm getting a sip of tea. And then we're getting back to work on the wire wrapping. And she stole the wire, folks. I have to watch her. Like I said, she would steal my rings too, because she loves to play with this stuff. She thinks it's a toy. Well, I'm trying to get this pulled down, then I'll get back in frame. Give me just 1 second here. I'm coming back to finish showing you how to wire wrap this. Like I said, she did get a hold of it. Luckily, I was able to get it back from her. All my rings are between a 7 and I believe I have my mandolin in here, but I would definitely say this is a 7.5, possibly an 8, and this is really gorgeous. It's like a dinner ring. I love it. The more gaudy and gorgeous it is, the more I love it. So if this, okay, so I would say this is probably an 8 because it's sliding on my ring finger, but I can size it down. I can absolutely size the ring down to a 7. I usually try not to go past an 8. Sometimes it's hard when you're wrapping with silver and stuff. You want to get that ring so it sets right because you're actually making the setting. It's not like you're buying a ring with the setting in it. And I will show you guys also in the future how to actually create a setting to hold your gemstone that you do yourself and you don't buy. Yes, I love sharing that about the rings because not everybody knows. A lot of people want to create rings, and I need to do some more ring tutorials. And I just moved that down because all you have to do is slide it down your wire, and you just have more room to keep wrapping up this way until you get it covered. And I'm sort of just squishing it to get it together. So you want to keep that springy as possible. I'll just put it that way, springy as possible. So we're still waiting on those cabs to finish. That's why I went ahead and did this with this cabochon that's already baked and putting the dragon on it. We're going to put the dragon on it and we're going to wire wrap into that and the cab. And I apologize, I'm trying to stay in camera. I also am using the camera lens to do this, which makes it a little bit difficult than actually looking at it. Okay, just trying to straighten that out a little. Yes, definitely would be another story share. I like minimalist too, but I like hand rings when they're like this because they're kind of gaudy, but they're gorgeous. I do make simple ones. You can see by that lapidus, it was a real simple wire wrap with that single bead in it. I'm trying to use my camera so that you guys can see me doing this. I see a couple of gimps here, but I'm going to use the pliers in a minute, and we're going to press those down. They won't be showing. So we're just doing a simple wire wrap here. Nothing fancy. Each time you wrap, you just push it down. It's hard to wrap on the camera this way. Wow. Hopefully everybody can see what I'm doing. It's really not that hard. It's just patience. More than anything, it's patience. Just pressing those together. So I have a tighter ring around there. I thought about it because I only have enough wire. Well, I should have enough wire to go around this entire cab by the time I'm through. And it will really make it pop by having that wrapped like that. So I'll wrap this around it. We're going to have the coil going all the way around the cab. All the way. So it'll look really good. And then we're going to put the dragon on it. And I believe that I'm going to have to use the 6000 glue, which will hold it to the cab, the dragon. But this will be all natural. That's natural. And then the only thing, you know, kind of unnatural is using that because it'll work to set this on here and actually just put enough glue on it to hold it in place. But it'll be completely wire wrapped. Sherry, are you still here? So I'm going to straighten this back out because I'm still wire wrapping it. Now I'm wondering how many people got notices for my live. Because I even sent reminders to some people that I was going to be live today. Maybe they just weren't able to make it. I mean, that does happen. It's a Sunday. Some people don't like coming online on Sunday, so that could have been the problem too. I'm working on getting that pair of pliers so I can straighten this back out since I lost the wire because of her. So we're using this to wrap this cabochon. I'm not doing it in silver. I'm doing it in copper and bronze. And you can see it's just Benecraft, but it's really good. It's never turned on me or anything. I really like it. Okay, so where is my pliers to straighten this out? Because I got up looking for her. Let's see. Oh, there they are. Jeez. Jeez Louise. I can't find them. Trying to kind of straighten this out. Because we don't want it bent until we're through. Of course, I was demonstrating how to put it around the cabochon. And I'm not going to go past here. You see that kind of hump? We're going to stop right up here once I get enough. So I'll be moving this down. Like that. See how quick that moved? Alright, so after that, we just straighten this out a little bit. And continue to wrap the wire until it's completely wrapped in wire. Sorry, I have the camera up really close so you guys can see. But I may have to move it up because it's in my way for what I'm doing. In fact, I know I am. So okay, I know that's not as close, but I need to have room to work. because my wire wrapping was getting wonky because I couldn't get my hands down to see what I was doing. And I can leave links once I get through with all this to these type of pliers and maybe an inexpensive set of tools that you can use for wire wrapping and for the polymer clay. Well, that's great, Sherry. I'm so glad to know that you got the notification for the live. Seriously. So that means everybody else did, and it just means they were either busy and didn't show up. My one friend goes to church on Sundays too, so she may not have shown up for that reason. Be patient, we're getting it. And I'll go back down close on this so you can see a close-up again. I'm going to have to straighten this part out, but other than that, it's doing really well. Bring it up some for you to see again. So that's what we're doing. Then I'm going to have to pull it back up, folks, because I can't work with this right down on my hands like this. I apologize. This means you have to be a little further up so I can work. Oops, I'm having a lighting issue. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. And I just dropped the wire. Let's hope Star doesn't get it. Star Kitty. Yeah, she's under here hunting for my wire. I don't know if you guys can see her. There she is. She's like, I'm looking. What can I get into? So I hope everybody's doing great today. I'm so happy to have you here. Sherry, Warrior, Ashley, I don't know if you're still here, but thank you so much for everybody being here. It's weird because it says I have 4 likes, but there are only 2 people. At least that's what's showing on my phone. So folks, don't forget to thumbs up the video and share it if you can. It'd be great. Kind of have to really pull this wire taut. So I have a really long piece to try to wrap this, because I want the entire wire, except for a space on each side, to be covered. So that's quite a ways to do while those cabs are still baking and that moon pendant. So I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for being here. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs, jewelry artist and canvas artist. And I always work in mixed media. So whether it's painting mixed media or the clay and different mediums to use with it. Getting there. Try to get y'all a little closer, but like I said, I can't. It's almost where I can't move my hand if I'm too close. Just using my thumb to push that back, if you could see, so that the coil would tighten up. If you guys hear birds, it's because my window's open. I guess it's Mayflowers and showers and birdies. So my cat gets to really going, Sherry, when she hears those birds. That explains why she was running like a banshee through here. I thought it's because she grabbed my wire and then she lost interest in the wire, what I was doing, because she could hear the birds. And we're just doing a simple wire wrap, folks. Nothing fancy. We're going to do it on this entire wire while I'm waiting for the cabochons to cure in the UV light oven. I just use my thumb to push everything together. Because I need this pulled down a little further here. I'm going to bend this end up right here. You can see. It's just a small bend. Not much, just a small bend. That way the wire won't go past here on this end. That'll be the stopping point. And then we've got to get all the way through this part of the wire. So I hope you have a lot of patience. And we're still waiting on the cabochons to get through curing under the UV light. And that one cabochon is just gorgeous. I would love to pull it out and show you, but I don't want to take a chance, Sherry, because it takes so long for them to dry and everything. I mean cure, sorry. Sorry, I'm getting a drink of tea, folks. I apologize. Yep, we're almost there. But you can't go but so fast, I'm going to tell you right now, even if you're a good wire wrapper, because you'll still have gaps. And we don't want that. We don't want a bunch of gaps in the wire wrap. There we go. Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate it. We're in the middle of doing a wire wrap of 24 gauge copper on 18 gauge antique bronze. And we're going to use that to wrap around this little guy and this faux turquoise cabochon. This is going to wrap completely around him. Which I think when it's done, it'll really look gorgeous with that contrast of the copper and then him the way he is, which is an off black copper and the green blue. Thank you everybody for your patience. Got to pull this back together. Like I said, having the camera right up on me like this is hard. You can take your pliers, as long as you use these, because they're safe. They won't mar the wire. Trying to get some of the kinks out of this. There we go. That's a little better. How'd I get a big oopie there? Just using this because it flattens it out without damaging the wire. Okay. How's everybody doing today? We are in the middle of finishing up these cabochons, the faux turquoise and the other one, and a moon that are in the oven right now, the RV oven, curing. And I'm working on a wire, just a simple wire wrap for this dragon here, which is on one of my faux cabochons that's turquoise. I think he's going to look great on it with this around it. So where is everybody from? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, we definitely want those cabochons to cure, because if they don't, I'll never be able to put them on a necklace or wire wrap them. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and sometimes it cures right away. I know you could see the other night when that cabochon started cooking up before I even got it in there. The thing is, what I think happened with this cabochon, everybody, that was in here the other night, I mean, it's still sticky. It didn't even cure. It came out yucky. And I think what happened is that it didn't cure properly in the oven. So I'll probably be taking my Dremel to this so I don't lose this piece, and I will actually sand it out. Because see, there's hardly no resin on the sides or bottom. There's a little bit on the top, so it really, and there's kind of a gap, a bubble. So we definitely need to sand that off and recolor it. I just used my finger and my thumb to push these up. Oh wow, I wish I could have some fresh blueberries. I'm jealous. I got blueberries in the freezer. Yeah, it's no problem, because I'm taking a break and having some tea, because this wire wrapping, this kind of wire wrapping, it takes a minute to do it, doing the coils. So I'm doing a full coil of that, and that's probably about 6.5, maybe 8 inches total. So that's what I'm doing. And we've got that moon in there too. I'm not sure how long it's going to take that, because that's quite a bit of resin in that little moon. So we're in the middle of wire wrapping a coil that's going to actually go around this cabochon with this dragon. And I think it's going to look really great when it's done. Uh-oh. It keeps jumping back and forth from 1 to 2, it says, are in here. So I really don't know. Sorry, the coiling is some of the longest ones, to do. And sometimes Come on. There we go. There we go. We're getting it. And I can use these pliers to push this down to make sure that it stays on there and stays in shape. If your hands aren't strong enough, you can use a pair of these kind of pliers to do it. Welcome in, everyone. How are you today? We were working on some cabochons that I did, polymer clay ones, faux turquoise, along with some single spacer beads. And then, of course, in the resin light oven, I have like 3 cabs, and in the very back, I have a moon. So I don't know how it's going to do. I've never used hard resin, UV resin on that kind of thing, like on a, using it on a, I'll get the words in my mouth right in a minute. Using it in a cabochon mold like that. So we'll see how it does. So we're getting this. Still have a little ways to go, but it's coming. And it's well worth it because the look is awesome when it's done. I just hope I have enough wire to do the whole thing. I thought I took off a big enough piece, but sometimes that's not the case. Oops. Whoop. Trying to get that as close as possible, folks, when you do these. To follow the ring around the wire, which is wire wrapping, making a coil. We are producing a coil. Trying to make sure everybody can see what I'm doing. Hopefully there's no issues with that. There we go. Have to get these pliers again and turn that. Wow. Pushing that down. We're almost through with this coil. So this is just a simple, sorry I hit my camera, a simple coil wrap. What you're going to do to the end of this wire, this is 24 gauge copper wire I'm using to wrap antique bronze wire, which the antique bronze, this here, is 18 gauge. And this is the copper, and this is 24 gauge. And that's what we're using to do our wire wrap around this to create the coil, which is really awesome looking. Coils look gorgeous on cabs, and they look gorgeous on almost anything. I think they kind of polish up the piece and make it look even better than it would have. I'm going to try and slide that down. There we go. There we go. Got a little bubble there, but I'll fix that. Sorry, I hope everybody can see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get out of frame. I was so concentrating on the piece, I got out of frame where you couldn't see me. I'm so sorry. I'm going to straighten that out a little bit. We're just doing a simple coil wire wrap. Hope everybody can see this all right. And just let me know that you can hear me okay also. Would be awesome. Sherry, did you lose your signal? There were 2 people in here. Now she's gone. She said she might lose her signal. She was going down to the blueberry patch or something. Okay, so I'm still working on this. Had to get another drink of tea. I'm really thirsty today. All right, we're getting there. I'm using a really long piece of wire. About when I started, it was at least 2 feet. And I've only got, like, I'll show you, I'll pull it. I got about this much left. It seems like a lot, but when you're coiling, it's not. So I may have to take another piece of wire and show you how to attach it so you can go on and still keep coiling without it affecting your wrap. There we go. All right. It looks pretty good, folks. It's going to get even better. And this is going to be wrapped around this cabochon with the dragon. All right, give me just a moment, folks. I got a break here because my hands are actually cramping. Oh, I apologize. Once I get this piece here done, because those are not cured yet, far from it. It could take a lot longer because I have a really thick amount of resin on it, even though it's the hard UV resin. Okay, still coiling. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to get out of frame. It's just a simple wire wrap to create a coil. And almost anyone can do this, so you should be able to do this without any issues. I mean, it's getting used to everything, doing it too. I do understand. Because even after doing it so much, I still have issues sometimes. So Sherry has gone down, walking down her hill to the blueberry field where there's some fresh hay. So she must be collecting hay for the ducks and her chickens. And by the way, Sherry Palmer has a YouTube station called Homestead. Sherry Palmer's Homestead. It's really good. She has quite a few cute videos. So I encourage you to subscribe to her channel also. She is an awesome creator. She also works on TikTok, and she helps people learn TikTok. So I hope everyone's doing great today. I'm in the middle of doing a simple wire wrap, which my fingers keep cramping, so I may have to go, unfortunately, and take some medicine that stops the cramps in my hands. All right. That doesn't look bad at all. Thank you, Sherry. I see you showed back up in the live. That's awesome. So here's where we are on this. We're getting there. It should look fab-tabulous once it's done. And I have got to, folks, I'm sorry I got to break just a second because I've got to go and get, unfortunately, a muscle relaxer for my hands that are cramping up right now. Maybe I don't drink enough water. Maybe that's what it is. Remember to hydrate, folks. Don't forget to drink some water, even watching the videos. Make sure you drink water so you're doing okay, you know? Don't want anything to happen to my viewers. Just one moment. I'll be right back, folks. I'm definitely going to finish that cab and get it wire wrapped at least. My other cabochons are in that oven and they are definitely not ready. I'll be right back. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm coming back, folks. Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience as I do this wire coiling to go around the cab with the dragon. I do get cramps bad in my hands and spasms, so I actually have medicine for that. Sorry it took me so long. Sherry, are you still here? Says I still have 2 people in here, so I don't know. And by the way, folks, I haven't had any dinner. So you're going to share dinner with me because I'm a vegan. I just cooked myself a sweet potato. So I am hungry. Normally I don't eat on video, so but I got to have a few bites of something. Especially with the medicine and stuff. Okay. Just sort of break it apart like I would an apple to eat it. That's sweet potato, really good. That's cool, Sherry. That's totally cool. Thank you so much. I had to take a muscle relaxer because my hands were cramping up doing this, which does happen sometimes. And I'm eating a sweet potato for my dinner cooked. You guys want to see trouble? There's trouble. My kitty Star. Looking to see what she might be able to pounce on. I love her though. She's beautiful. So we're still working on this. I'm just trying to get down some of my sweet potato. I really appreciate everybody coming in and supporting me. And there may be, well, I know there'll be a 4th video to this series. I thought it was only going to be 3, but because the cabochons are got a thicker coat of the resin than the last time I did it. I was trying not to knock my camera over because I got my phone cord hooked around my foot by accident. So we're just doing a simple wire wrap here, folks. It's not that hard. Just push them down every couple of ones you do and you'll get a good steady wrap. I really thank Sherry and oh, there goes my cat. See, I knew she was going to get. Go on now. I was trying to do this and she jumped straight down here off that shelf. Thank you so much for Damona who came in earlier, and I believe her name was Felicia. I could be wrong. I really appreciate the support. Keep saying I had 4 in here, and now it's saying I have 2, so I'm not sure. We are doing a simple wire wrap, and we're going to put this dragon on this faux turquoise cabochon. So it's really going to be gorgeous with it on there. It will really, not only the dragon will pop, but the back and the stone will too. So it's going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And we're doing a simple but elegant wire wrap to go around this cabochon. Thank you for your patience, everyone, as we are still waiting on these cabochons to get hard. I kind of think I used a little bit much more resin than I did the last time, but I wanted them to be really covered. I was concerned that they would not be covered. Let me see if I can pull these out. Yeah. Definitely gorgeous. You know, they might or might not be done. I need to use the razor to really tell. Star, get off Mommy's chair. Get off. Sorry, guys. My cat's just up to whatever she's up to. Anything she can try to get away with while I'm doing this. I don't want to get cut. All right. I think this is pretty close, but it's not. I'm going to have to flip it over. Let me see. So you guys can see in the light. What do you think of that, Sherry, if you can see this even? I think it came out gorgeous. And the purple on the sides. I don't think it looks like a chocolate now. Thank you. I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn them over because this isn't dry. And it's got to be for me to be able to wire wrap it. So now we're going to try and get these other two off because they probably have to be turned over too. That's the sad part about UV lights and resin, is that you actually need to get them off and then turn them over because the other side didn't cure because it's not under the light. Don't want to get cut here. I thought this one was gorgeous too, Sherry. Sorry, the ring light is showing up in there. Try to get more light, but without that ring light showing so much. So this one's gorgeous too. I love the way this one looked, how the lines came out on it and everything. I just thought it was beautiful. That'll just focus. Yeah, so we're going to turn that one over. Now I'm going to get the next one up because they still got to go through this process. I cannot pull them out, folks, because they are not ready. All right. Yeah, see that? This one's wet on the bottom too. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I like 2-part resin, but this is the fastest one. So here's the other cab that I did, which I love too. I think it's gorgeous. Let's see if I can get this. I don't know why the ring light's showing up on it, but it is. So you guys can see that. So this one too needs to be turned over so it'll cure on this side. And I don't think by any chance that this is ready. No, there's no way. There's no way. Well, you know what? I may be a liar. Oh my goodness. If it is, I got to take it out and turn it over the moon. That I did out of just plain resin. Wow, check that out, folks. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not gorgeous? What do you think, Sherry, of the clear glass moon look? Out of the new cab that I had for a while that's been packed away. How's that? So this can be decorated and painted and all that and wire wrapped. I'd like to make about 30 of these because I'm going to start doing wire wrapping kits for everybody that you'll be able to purchase. So Sherry and Damona, are you still here, both of you? What do you think of that, huh? Sherry, are you still here? Can you hear me? I'm trying to show you the moon that just came out of that uh, mold that I made. Well, the mold that I made the moon out of. So that turned out pretty good. And believe it or not, it's actually done on both sides. So that's amazing. I don't know if we're going to wire wrap that or not yet. But all the rest of these pieces that are here, they have to go back in to complete the drying process or curing process, let me tell you. So those are going back in. Second here, I have to lift this up and straighten it out. Oops. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now those cabs are curing. They're further in the back this time. So I'm pulling this back so you can see. So look at this moon, Sherry, how it came out. Really came out awesome. I can't believe how gorgeous that looks. If I can do a 2-part resin, I can put inclusions in this and color. But with this resin, you can't do that. So that's a pretty cool moon. Came out great, I think. So you can see the things that you can do with resin and polymer clay. There is no limit as to your imagination as to what you can do. Still doing a simple wire wrap on this so that we can put the dragon on there. I'm hoping my medicine's going to kick in because this right hand of mine just cramping so bad doing this. Like I said, I'm an artist, but I'm also disabled, so I have problems sometimes, even during the lives, and I try to compensate. I don't want to cheat anybody out of learning because it's fun. Not only is it fun, but it's really neat when you make something and you see it finished. It's such a high, a good high, a happy high. That adrenaline you get when you do something really good. And you know it's good. Uh-oh, looks like I'm back down to 1. Sorry, it takes a minute to do these coils. That's why a lot of people do the coils in a non-live, but I'm just showing you guys because I want you to know, so you'll know how to do it if you want to do it yourself. Looking at this, trying to see about how much more I'm going to have to coil, which is about right here. So from there to here has still got to be coiled. I got to get my pliers again. Where did I put them? Oh Lord. I just had them here. There they are. Goodness. I need to put them on a rope around my neck so I don't misplace them. Uh-oh. It's okay. I'll straighten it out. It'll be fine. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Like I said, just a simple coil wire wrap. Then use your finger. Push it together. Oh, my hand's cramping. can't move my hand at all. That's how it cramps in that position. So I'm going to make a part 4 because these cabs, because we're in part 3. I'm going to make a part 4 to finish this up and also finish this wire wrapping because my hands are cramping so bad I can't keep going, and I apologize. Like I said, I do have some health issues and sometimes they get in the way of what I'm doing. But I hope you learned some other things, like how to cover your cabochons in UV resin. Also how to create faux turquoise, which I did a re-chop on today so everybody could see how that works, and made another cabochon, which I think turned out gorgeous. It almost looks like a Dalmatian cabochon. So I thought that looked gorgeous and came out beautiful. And then I made some spacer beads for a necklace. And so we're just waiting on that to come out. And here's another cabochon that needs to bake. It's not baked yet. Really gorgeous backs. I love the backs. So again, I apologize, folks. Please come back and see me. I'm going to do a part 4. If I feel well enough, I'll do it tonight and send it up. It won't be a live, the part 4. But my hands are cramping so bad right now, it's almost impossible for me to keep going on this wire wrap, and I apologize. And I will finish it in the next one. See, my hand, I can't even move it. It actually is stuck that way. That's why I took medicine for it. So, Sherry and everybody, I really apologize because I do have to go and get off here. My hands are cramping up that bad, and I apologize. We will finish this, and it'll be a part 4, and I'm planning on doing the part 4 as a video so that I can finish that and work on these cabs that are in here and the UV light finishing curing. So again, I apologize to everybody, but I do have to stop. My hands are so bad I can't do any more wire wrapping, and that's not normal. Just having a bad day. So anyway, it's been awesome. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Damona. Thank you, everyone, for who stopped in here and supported me during this live and the other live. I will be doing more videos, and I look forward to seeing you, because normally every Saturday night I do a live at 8 o'clock. All right, awesome. Thank you, folks, for your understanding. I am really in a lot of pain. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, the rest of your Sunday. Thank you for supporting me. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. Thank you again. And have a good day. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.